Though. Good evening, welcome to another episode of Notoriously Opinionated. It's your man, Scrap the Film Guru, back with another episode. What's happening? What's up? What it do? All right. So, um, I um, I really want to talk about. First off, I need to make sure because I will be doggone if we do this, and I go and I give out all this juicy information, pour out all this stuff I got on my head, and y'all can't hear me. So we gonna start right there. We gonna make sure that you can hear me. We gonna make sure that there's audio. Okay, so the audio levels is up, so we good. All right. So I know you can hear me. All right. I'll if you hear me though. Get in the chat. Hit me up, chat, and let me know you can hear me. All right. Um. So my question is, where's my cup? All right. My question is, who was aware of the fact that when President Joe Biden was in office, he decided that he was going to do away with Columbus Day. And for any of you who are unaware of why he decided to get rid of Columbus Day as a federal holiday, right? If any of you are confused as to why he decided to get rid of Columbus Day as a federal holiday, allow me to enlighten you. Also, I made a whole video about this. It is on my YouTube channel. Go to Breakout Media Group. Watch the video. I'll post something. I'll post the link in in all these social media platforms at a later date. But yeah. So in the event that you are not aware as to why Columbus Day should have never been a holiday to begin with, I'm gonna just start right here. My man said that he discovered a place that had people on it. Case closed. That's it. The man said he discovered a place that had people on it. And so ever since then, everybody been doing all these different little skits. You know, it's this Dominican cat that got in these people's car and was like, I discovered this car. I discovered this car. Please come. He's like, no. I discovered this car. Is it what this man out here says it that I don't care what he say. I don't care what he said. I discovered this car. We discovered this car. In my car. I discovered it. And he was like, well, what makes you think you can do that? He was like, well, Columbus did it. Well, I can't discover stuff that already belonged to somebody else. Columbus did it. All right. So here is the thing. Other than the fact that Christopher Columbus did not discover America, other than the fact that he never set foot in North America, other than the fact that the only reason that he got here and called the people that he saw Indians was because he was actually trying to get to India and navigated all the way wrong, right? Even though he was probably one of the first documented sex traffickers in U.S. history, at least, or American history. I ain't gonna say U.S. history, but North American history. Probably one of the first documented sex traffickers, you know. And I'm trying not to give away the video because I really do want you to watch it, you know. But the Nina, the Pinta, and the Nina especially was named. I'm gonna just tell you this: the Nina was named the little girl, right? I'm gonna give you 3 chances to guess why he named it the Nina, the little girl. None of what you may come up with is any good, because Yeah, he was a pedophile too. Yeah, yeah. So they named a murderer, an enslaver, a rapist, and a pedophile, and gave him a national holiday, a federal holiday. So yeah, there's that. Um, and so during the last presidency, what's up with it, boy? During the last presidency, uh, Biden took away the federal holiday of Columbus Day. And while, unfortunately, it was still being taught in schools, I don't understand why. Like, we live in a day and age now to where if you don't know, it's because you don't want to. It's not because the information is not out there. It's because you don't want to know. You are satisfied with your thought process. You are satisfied with the way that you see the world and the way that you see things, and you don't want to know anything else because it's out there. Information that we've never been privy to is out there. And if you don't want to know, it's because you don't want to know. Right. Um, but yeah, so it came to my attention uh, that was it yesterday? Everybody's like, well, today's a federal holiday. The banks are closed and this and that, and so. And I'm like, what holiday is it? And they was like, Columbus Day. Columbus Day, that's not a thing no more. I was debating and everything. I was like, Columbus Day is not a thing. It's not a thing anymore. There is no such thing as Columbus Day. Well, Columbus ain't. It's not a real holiday. It's not. You know what I'm saying? It's like Columbus discovering America is just as fake as Santa. You know. It's like no. Trump reinstated Columbus Day as a federal holiday. He did what? He he reinstated he reinstated Columbus Day. Are you serious? Like, ain't he doing enough? I mean, like for real, ain't Trump doing enough? But you can't just let and ain't aren't you the one that came up with fake news? You are the president of fake news. You created the term fake news, and that's all you spew is fake news. Like it's crazy how people defend this dude, man. I don't understand it. Like, no, I don't know why I keep saying I don't understand it, because I do, but I don't understand why what I understand is so understandable. It's only a few of y'all that's gonna understand that. It's not very many of y'all that's gonna catch that, but there's a difference between getting something and understanding it. I understand it, I just don't get it, you know. Um, but that's what we're gonna talk about. So this whole bringing Columbus Day back is just a shot to say this. I'm gonna unravel it a little bit. Hope I can make it clear for you. Columbus Day uh, is one of two federal holidays named after a person. All the rest of the federal holidays are not named after people, right? You got President's Day and this day and that day, but President's Day is just basically George Washington's birthday, but all the presidents get credit for George Washington's birthday, right? He's the first United States president. And I know those of you that have read a book or two is going to go back to to the Continental Congress and all those different presidents, but they were not presidents of the United States of America. They were not. They were presidents of the but they were not presidents of the United States. George Washington was the first president of the United States. So They just gave all the presidents a day and used George Washington's birthday as the platform for it. Now, that being the case, um, yeah, uh, no other holiday is named for a person. There's only two. No federal holiday. Two holidays are named after people. Columbus Day, named after Christopher Columbus, and MLK Day, Martin Luther King Jr. Day. Now, let's just do a little math. If you take away Columbus Day because it's stupid, right? You take away the stupid holiday, and all that's left is the federal celebration of a black man who organized the civil rights movement. That ain't something that Trump could stand, you know. So um, there had to be something done about that, and that something done was to reinstate the only other federal holiday that was named after a person, even though all that crap was a lie. So we reinstated Columbus Day, and we have it now back as a federal holiday. They're probably still teaching that crap in school, miseducating your children. So the question is Trump doing too much now? Tonight on Notoriously Opinionated. Let's go. All right, so that's one of the things, and there's enough miseducation and disinformation going on in this country, especially the black and brown children. You know, we don't need the president trying to uh, clay mold his own agenda into the educating of the children. You know, because let's face it, we're already at a point in this nation to where uh, you can you can say or do anything you want against what he would deem an immigrant, but his wife is an immigrant and his father was an immigrant. Okay, that's beside the point. But if you're an immigrant, you can say anything you want against them. If you are black or brown, you can say whatever you want against them, do whatever you want against them, right? But the one thing you can't do is hurt a white child's feelings. If you hurt a white child's feelings, it's a problem, right? And so there's this attack on the on museums. Apparently, there's attack against museums. I guess he went to the Smithsonian, and upon seeing uh, the part of the history of America dealing with slavery, um, and so we're gonna have to shut down the Smithsonian because it's talking too much about slavery, and slavery wasn't that bad, and um, so slavery was fake news. It didn't happen.
And so we're going to take out slavery out of all the school books, and we're going to shut down the Smithsonian because they're talking about slavery was a bad thing. Slavery was great. I'm going to fire the director of the Smithsonian because she has a smart mouth and she's talking back to me, even though I have no authority to fire a director of the Smithsonian.
That was my best Trump impersonation. That's you know, I don't really do impersonations. That's not my thing.
But I can do a pretty good Trump because all I have to do sound stupid.
At the same time, I got that that absolutely mess with Trump, right? For one reason only. They are business owners. That's it. It's like, man, I don't know about his politics. I don't care about his politics. I don't care that he don't like black people. I don't care he don't like brown people. I don't care that he don't like little people. I don't care that he don't like big people. I don't care that he don't like people at all. Here's what I care about. I got a business that was struggling under the Biden administration and is thriving under his administration. That's all I know. That's all I care about. I can respect that. You know what I'm saying? I really can. I can respect that. Uh, and I'm not even driven about it. You know what I'm saying? Because I can respect the fact that there are industries that are businesses that under the Democratic Biden administration was suffering, struggling. And keep this in mind. To hell with Biden too. I don't I don't care about Biden. Could care less about it. You know, Democrats, Republicans, two fangs, one snake. That's my opinion. Uh, I don't believe that either party has black people's best interest in mind. That's my opinion. You know, um, it's an opinion that I got a lot of facts for, but it's, ultimately it's still my opinion. It's still just my opinion. It's just an opinion based on factual bullet points. You know what I'm saying? Take that as you will. All right. So Trump goes through and sees this slavery, making it seem as if uh, America is this bad place for the slaves. It was like for the slaves, it was a bad place. You know, like slaves aren't aren't immigrants. They did not choose to come here. They were taken and brought here forcibly against their will. Those that didn't jump off the ships uh, or die of disease or murder during the transatlantic slave trade. Uh, the ones that actually got here can't call them immigrants. They're not immigrants. An immigrant is somebody that was in one country of origin and decided upon themselves to come to this country. That's an immigrant. An immigrant is not somebody who was chained, shackled, and forced onto a boat and brought here against their will. That's not an immigrant. That is a prisoner of war. So, um, he didn't like what was going on at the Smithsonian. He really did fire a Smithsonian director, um, apparently for spreading fake news about slavery being bad. But really, it was about the fact that he felt that this exhibit was making America look like it was bad, which is why he keeps up with this "I'm going to make America great again," which is why most black people was like, when was it great the first time? You know, just because it was great for y'all doesn't mean that it was great for us. And here's what black people need to finally understand. Okay. A, the system is not broken. It's not. The system is not broken. The system is working perfectly fine. Dot, dot, dot. For who it was intended to work well for. The system's working fine for who it was meant to work well for. You were not written into the Constitution. Period. End of show. No, I'm playing. But you weren't. You weren't written into the Constitution. You know. Uh, so. Uh, oh, but what about? No, no. All them bills of rights, the whole Bill of Rights ain't got nothing to do with you. It really don't. It really don't have nothing to do with you. You know. Um, it really don't. Anywho, uh, Trump did not like the fact that America was given a black eye by this, and he was saying how slavery wasn't that bad. Okay, now maybe he meant because of the trials and tribulations that black people had to go through that we've come out so much better for it, because we were skipped on like 400 or 500 years of turns in the game of life. You play the game of life, right? Like in the game of life, there are players that play in the game, right? I want to say you could play up to like 4 people. I know you can play at least up to 4 people. You can play up to 4 people in the game of life. The actual board game, right? The actual board game, right? And you have to make a decision right out the gate, right? So right out the gate, you have to decide: are you going straight into the workforce, or are you going to go to school? Because those two decisions take you literally in different directions, right? You get to go straight if you decide you're going right into the workforce, but there's a certain kind of card that you can choose from. There's certain color cards that you can choose from. If I don't know if it was a certain color, but like you had to have a degree to choose some cards, and then some cards you didn't have to have a degree, right? Um, and so if you went to school, which was one of your choices, you can go to college. You know, you take a longer road to go into the workforce because it's taking you through the college route versus going right into the workforce. You go right into the workforce and you start working. You just can't choose uh from the collegiate cards where you have to have a degree. And so you go and you get jobs, and you get better jobs and this and that. So, and the one that went to college, they come out with a degree and they start out with a better job than you, right? That's how the game of life works. Well, here's the problem with that in regards to uh, what was, and I'm talking about slaves and the descendants of these slaves, right? And so I'm not talking about all black people. I'm talking about the descendants of slaves, right? These people, uh, but at the same time, while you may not be a descendant of slaves as a black person, you got lumped in with the rest of them. You got lumped in with the ones that actually were descendants of slaves. So, uh, because races don't play favorites, they don't care if you was here 20,000 years ago, if you just got here 500 years ago. They don't care. You black. You look the same as them. Let it go. You know. So here's what happened. White person gets to go. They decide they want to go into the workforce. That's player number one. White person gets to go. They decide they want to go to college. That's player number two. White person wants to go. They decide they want to go to college. That's player number three. Black player decides he wants to go. Hold up. They go. They're doing all their terms. The ones that went to college, they come out of college. They get their jobs. They're evolving. They're having jobs. They're making money. They're having families. They're buying houses. They're getting property. They're doing all this. Game over. The black person is still at start. Never got to play the game. Next game. The black person that was left out of the last game just knows they gonna go first in this game. Nope. Get your ass to the back. So, white person goes, he decides to go to college. Another white person goes, they decide to go to work. Another white person goes, they decide to go to work. Here come the black man. You know he about to get a chance this time. No. He watches everybody play the game. This happens about 500 times. 500 times. And here's why black people are special. Because after not being allowed to play in the game of life the way that everybody else got to play, and for us to still have black billionaires in 2025, that's crazy. That's special. You know what I'm saying? You gotta be a special kind of person to still pull yourself up by your bootstraps. Ain't that what was the general's name? Colin Powell? Ain't that what Colin Powell said? Black people, you just need to pull yourself up from your bootstraps. But we ain't got no boots. So we pulling ourselves up from our bootstraps without boots. And still became business owners. And still became famous. Still became wealthy. And still made it. You know? Because they couldn't break us. Even though Trump keeps trying. Now, so with everything that he's doing, the elimination of DEI, attacked the federal workers as soon as he came into office. As soon. Do not pass go. Do not collect $200. That's monopoly. That's a whole new game. They ain't got nothing to do with narrative. But you come in attacking federal workers. Come on, man. Just because they were hired during the Biden administration, federal. You know, like postal service, federal workers. If you was hired during the Biden administration, be afraid. If you are a federal worker hired during the Biden administration, be very afraid. Be very afraid. He goes to HBCUs and is trying to deny HBCUs of federal funding so that they adapt and adopt to his narrative of not talking about slavery, not talking about Jim Crow, not talking about black laws. Can't talk about that. And get my money. So, again, the question is Trump doing too much? Okay. Now, here we go with him using the military as his own personal police squad, which, hold on, I know this one. It was the final Jeopardy question last week. Is illegal to do. You cannot send the military. I wouldn't give a damn if it was the ROTC. You can't send the Army, you can't send the Navy, you can't send the Air Force, you can't send the Marines, you can't send the National Guard, you can't send the ROTC, you can't send your local Boy Scout troop number 6 to somewhere and be like, okay, this is what you're gonna do. You're gonna go there in concert with the police and act as police and clean up the city. You're not supposed to be able to do that. That is what's called an abuse of executive power. Last time that I checked, that's called an abuse of executive power. You can't do that. It's literally against the Constitution. Just saying, you know. So then you're using ICE in the same manner. You're sending ICE to protect the border. No, you're not. You are separating families. You are. It was. Listen. I would never forget. here's how. Here's how hard these MAGA Trumpers are. They hard. Um, They are hard. This is. I don't know who this cat was, but he was interviewing not just Trump supporters, MAGA Trump supporters, right? He's interviewing them. He's like, how do you feel about protecting the border and immigration? Is like, he asked him, he said, if Jesus came back, would he need to show documents? The husband was like, no, it's Jesus. And the wife was like, well, if he has the right papers, what? What? Are you serious right now? Jesus got to have the right papers? Oh my, you going to deport Jesus? Come on now. Stop it. Stop it. It's not that serious. Like, if you see the look on this woman's face, you would know that she was not playing. I swear she was not playing. She was dead serious. Like, she is going to be at Jesus with a pen. Mr. Mr. Christ, is it? Yeah. Can I see your papers? Do you have the proper documentation to be in the United States of America? She was dead serious. She would have deported Jesus. I'm telling you. I'm gonna find that video. I'm gonna find that video and I'm gonna repost it. I'm telling you, she was dead serious. The husband looking at her like, "Come on now, I'm not that devoted of a Trumper. You gonna deport Jesus? Come on." Anywho, uh, I would say I digress, but I have not yet begun to talk trash against this dude. You know. So one of the things that is the one, I mean, like, there's a lot of big things that he is doing that bother me, but I would say one of the main things is the attack on education, the attack on history. You know what I'm saying? And it's only an attack on, and I don't even like this term. I really don't. I can't stand this term. Black history. There's no such thing. There is no such thing as black history. Hear me and hear me good. I know exactly what I'm saying to those of you who are looking at your screen like, know exactly what I'm saying. I need you to catch up, right? There is no such thing as black history. You know what it's called? History. There's no designation of black history, white history, this history, that history. It's all history, right? There is no such thing as black history. Why do we have to give a distinct designation when it's all history? But here's the main thing about history. If you take black people out of it, it diminishes greatly. These things wouldn't have them without black people. This thing I'm talking on wouldn't have it without black people. The thing that's illuminating the room wouldn't have it without black people, you know. So when you decide you want to take away uh, certain black achievements, live a day without the inventions or creativity of black people. It's gonna be a long day. It's it's gonna be a long day because you're not gonna be able to do it. You're not gonna be able to go 24 hours comfortably without using an invention of black people. And now Trump is doing nothing but attacking HBCUs because they are quote. So he's saying that. Um, Hold up, let me find what he said. So he's using uh, Charlie Kirk's Truth Social platform as his. Well, he's been using it. Let's not act like he just started using it after Charlie Kirk was killed. You know, he's been using it as a bully pulpit. You know, and he got the biggest microphone in the world. You know, so um, so he got on Truth Social, and let me see if I can find it. And I want to read it. Okay. As of mid October 2025, Donald Trump has frequently used his Truth Social account to post about woke ideology, largely in the context of his higher education policies, but also referencing AI and federal spending. A consistent theme in his vow to eliminate what he refers to as woke, socialist, and anti-American ideology. Okay, let's pause right there. I didn't know being pro-black was being anti-American. I didn't know that. You learn something every day. Okay. University Funding Compact. In October 2025, Trump used Truth Social to announce he was extending a higher education compact to all universities. It outlines requirements schools must follow. I'm sorry, let's go back a word. Requirements schools must, that's a legal term, must follow in exchange for federal funding advantages. He accuses higher education of corrupting our youth and society with woke, socialist, and anti American ideology. There's that phrase again, you know. Um, Now, let me find his actual post on Truth Social. And here it is. Okay. So Trump's post on Truth Social accused the Smithsonian of presenting a narrative. This goes back into what I was talking about earlier. Presenting a narrative of how horrible our country is, how bad slavery was, and how unaccomplished the downtrodden have been. Nothing about success, nothing about brightness, nothing about the future. We are not going to allow this to happen, and I have instructed my attorneys to go through the museums and start the exact same process that has been done with colleges and universities, where tremendous progress has been made. The country cannot be woke because woke is broke. The country cannot. Okay. We have the hottest and it is in quotation marks. We have the hottest country in the world, and we want people to talk about it, including in our museums. A number of museums and historical associations, including the Organization of American Historians and the American Association for State and Local History, have pushed back against what the American Alliance of Museums described as growing threats of censorship against U.S. museums. Now, woke is broke. That's what he said, right? Um, woke is broke, huh? Uh, he's deporting people. He's deporting people at an alarming rate. And the thing is, he was talking about he was just going to deport the criminals. So not true. The man deported. Uh, he been deporting so many Africans. Africa is actually, well, there's countries in Africa that are looking at sending all the white folk in their country that have dual citizenship back to America. It's retaliatory, but I don't think they care, you know? So that is definitely a thing. Um, in January 2025, an executive order attempted to end birthright citizenship for children of non citizens, a measure a federal judge blocked nationwide for being unconstitutional. So that is a recurring thing that Trump will try something that is unconstitutional and then say it's not unconstitutional because he's doing it. Anything that he can EO, he's going to EO. EO meaning executive order. If he can put an EO to it, he is going to put an EO to it, right? So he's misleading the public. He is a lie waiting to occur, right? And his supporters. Let's get to his supporters. Now, there's plenty of people. Yeah, there's there's plenty of people who who have stated that they regret terribly voting for Trump because uh, there were things that he said he was going to do that he didn't do, and things that he did that no one had a clue that was even on the table. So let's start with the fact that he fired everybody with some sense out of his cabinet and hired the cast of The Apprentice. Like that's kind of how it feels. Like it feels like he hired. It feels like he tapped the whole cast of Jackass. That's how it feels sometimes. Like he hired a director of the FBI who has what? No, was it the FBI or was it who was the dude that Jasmine Crockett got into it with? Was it the director of the FBI that had no experience, like none? He hired the wife of a WrestleMania mogul in Vince McMahon. He hired Linda McMahon uh, to be over education. Hmm. Education. Gotcha. The chick who got body slammed by Triple H. Uh, is the director of education. Okay. Um, then he hired the guy that was saying uh, that the uh, Center for Disease Control was crazy. Okay. Uh, yeah. So is just so why? Why is he doing all this? It is it so that you can pay attention to the magician's right hand when the left hand is putting the ball behind it. He reaches back, grabs the ball, and the next thing you know, he pulls the ball from behind your ear. You know, does he want you watching what his left hand is doing so you're not watching what his right hand is doing? You know, um, I personally think that this nation is in a world of trouble over the next 3 years. Like, seriously. Um, and it's going to be a sad state of affairs. I don't like it. I wish it were different. I wish I could say that if a Democrat was in office, I would feel better about the state of the nation. I wouldn't. I would just have different complaints. I was watching, so I watch a lot of political podcasts. I watch a lot of political streams, and it's either one or the other. They either love Trump and want to defend him, or can't stand Trump and want people to uh, defend why they voted for him. And then you got me getting on all their platforms talking about I don't agree with all of what either of y'all saying. I say all the time, I have views that are liberal. I have views that are conservative, but I am neither liberal completely or conservative completely. You got so many black people that think that they are better than all the rest of the black people because they are a black Republican. Dude, check this out. And the first thing they're gonna say, well, the Democrats were the party of uh, slavery, and the Republicans was the party of freedom. It was a Republican president that signed the Emancipation Proclamation. Yeah, why? Why did he sign it? Why? What did he say as to why? What did he say as to if he had a choice? You know, the whole reason had nothing to do with freeing the slaves. Lincoln just wanted to protect the Union. And who better to fight for it than a person that has a reason to fight when your freedom relies on the outcome? If we lose, you slaves for life. If we win, you free. That seems rather easy to me. That don't even seem like a head scratcher. It's like if you can beat this dude up, you are free. It's like some gladiator stuff. Beat him, you're free. Lose, you die. The decision is simple, you know. So you can't say that the Democratic Party was the party of slavery while ignoring the current state of affairs and the fact that every Klan member from David Duke on down supported Donald Trump. Remember that. David Duke supported Donald Trump. Yeah, so there that is. All right, let me start to wind this down and wrap this up. Um, so I don't know what you've gotten from tonight's episode. I'm not telling you uh, to hate Trump. I'm not telling you to love the Democrats. I'm not telling you. Uh, I'm telling you to be careful. I'm telling you to keep your eyes open for what this hand is doing, because uh, in war strategy, the distraction that's in front of your face is not the real thing you need to be paying attention to. You know, Trump has made an art form out of this. Uh, Epstein comes out. There's a hint that Donald Trump and Epstein go back, and that he was on Epstein Island, and that he's just as culpable as anybody else on the list. And what does he do? Roseanne Barr is a big fat cunt. What? What does Roseanne have to do? What? Why are you attacking Roseanne just out of nowhere? He'll Because it's a distraction, you know, from what he doesn't want you to really be paying attention to. You know, uh, they are going into nothing but uh, black neighborhoods in Chicago. We're gonna tear down the Smithsonian, and I'm gonna fire the director. They're deporting people that aren't criminals and aren't even here illegally. And it's gonna be something. So, uh, just stay abreast of what's going on. Don't believe anything anybody says, myself included. If I have stated something on this platform that I've stated as a fact or the truth, make me prove it. Anybody who states something as a fact or proof that can't, as a fact or the truth, that can't prove what they're saying, that can't show their work, that can't cite where it is they got this from so you can see it and read it and understand it and study it for yourself and come to the same conclusion, that, my friends, is fake news, right? So, uh, I am going to wrap this episode up. I appreciate you. If this is your first time tuning in to Notoriously Opinionated, welcome. If you've been rocking with me this whole time, welcome back. Salute. I appreciate you. Thank you so much. Uh, like, share, subscribe, repost, whatever platform you may be seeing this on. I'm Scrap the Film Guru on all social media platforms, Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, Twitch, and then there's my YouTube account. Go to my YouTube channel, subscribe to the YouTube channel. Whenever you see this, whenever you see it, subscribe to the YouTube channel, right? Breakout Media Group. If you type in Notoriously Opinionated, my face will pop up. Go to Breakout Media Group, subscribe to the channel. If you have not already, follow me on all the rest of the social media platforms. Please do so. Watch my videos. Put out some pretty good stuff, you know. But until next time, tune in next Wednesday. Same Notorious time, 8 p.m. Same Notorious station, whatever it is you're watching it on. And until then, peace. I'm out.